After 2 weeks in El Salvador, I took a direct minibus from Santa Ana through Guatemala to Copan Ruinas in Honduras, where I stayed in a dorm here at the Hotel Baraka. Next day it was time to have a look round a very pleasant little town. This was very safe both by day and by night, or at least that's what the locals assured me, despite the reputation for violence which Honduras suffers. This woman was sitting in front of her house, next to the street, beside her loom. For a small payment, she kindly demonstrated its workings for me. This is the kind of finished material she produces. Nearby was the colourful local market. All this activity is very close to the Parque Central with its church, by day and at night. And the nearby street at night. And next day, just before I head down it to the famous Maya ruins, Copan. At the visitor centre, there's a model of how the ruins used to look in the heyday of the Maya. Only some of the ruins have been excavated. Many are still covered in forest. Copan is famous not for its size, but for the quality of its carvings, as seen here. These are made from the local andesite stone and depict various aspects of daily life. This is the famous Hieroglyphic Stairway, with its large canvas cover for protection. Some of the trees amongst the ruins are covered in epiphytic bromeliads, relatives of the pineapple. Scarlet macaws played an important role in Maya life, and today the ruins ring to their calls. The macaws here have been bred in a local bird park and then released among the ruins, so they're only semi-wild. Each day they are provided with food. Macaws nest in holes in big old trees. These are scarce here, so nest boxes have been provided. There are plenty of other birds around. This is a turquoise-crowned motmot. White-throated magpie jay. And hooded oriole, a very common bird throughout the region. Agoutis, which are a bit like giant guinea pigs, can be seen scampering around all over the place. They're attracted to the food dropped by the macaws, which are really messy feeders. From Copan, I took the bus to the quaintly named town of thank you, gracias in Spanish. Honduras is a major coffee producer. This is coffee in flour. And this is the world's biggest coffee cup, filled with coffee which was all drunk and aimed at getting it into the Guinness Book of Records, which they did. I took a day trip to the village of La Campa, well known for its Lenca-style pottery, as depicted here outside the church. This is a typical village house with its tiled roof. And this is the outside toilet. I saw smoke coming from under the roof, so I shouted out hola and was invited inside to see them preparing lunch. There wasn't much traffic in the village, so the roads were perfect for drying coffee. These beans belonged to this house, which lay on the edge of the beautiful gorge which ran on one side of the village. I wanted to film the local Lenca pottery being produced, so I was told to go to the house of Doña Desideria. Here she is, welcoming me and showing me some of her wares. And outside her kiln, which wasn't in use that day. She went through the whole process for me from start to finish.
Ay, ahorita no.
The initial smoothing was done with a piece of corn on the cob. And the final smoothing with a piece of smooth stone. And it was time to apply the characteristic reddish glaze. Like most families, Doña Desideria had her own coffee beans out to dry. From Gracias, I took a bus to Peña Blanca on Lake Yohoa. Then on to the nearby D&D Brewery, a very pleasant backpacker hostel, with a very green garden, and of course, a microbrewery to boot. The plastic feeders were buzzing with hummingbirds. This is a male violet saberwing. This is a hooded oriole. Not coming to the feeders, but looking for fruit. And a rare shot of me relaxing and watching the birds.
Yeah, the stabilization is quite good. Really good, actually.
The zebra longwing was one of the very few butterflies to be seen at this time of the year. Even though there was lovely forest nearby, there were very few insects. Kayaking through the forest to the lake was a popular pastime. One afternoon I took a bus to the nearby waterfalls Polhapenzek. There was a zip line right over the top of the falls. After 3 days at the D&D Brewery, I headed off towards León in Nicaragua. This is the largest highway in Honduras, the main highway from San Pedro Sula to the capital, Tegucigalpa. However, much to my surprise, at some point we turned off the main road and down this road, which wasn't on my map. After a while it became dirt, and eventually I realised that this is a brand new road being constructed to cut out the need for going through Tegucigalpa in order to reach the coast. It skirted the eastern border of El Salvador and eventually connected with the Pan American Highway. The road went through a remote area with no towns or villages. At last, after reaching the Pan American, we stopped in a roadside cafe for a meal. Doesn't look very great, but it tasted good.